What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Letitia, and this is That's So Letitia. And to all of my new viewers, supporters, and subscribers, welcome, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy the content. And to all of my returning viewers, supporters, and subscribers, welcome back, guys. As always, it is a pleasure to see you. Without further ado, let's jump right into this video. Winter arc, right? What is the definition of winter arc? Hold on, I have my notes. I don't have my cheaters, but I have my notes. Winter arc is a trend that involves using the last 3 months of the year to get a head start on self-improvement goals before the new year. It's essentially a early New Year's resolution running from October to January. The goal is to reinvent or better yourself without relying on external support or recognition. Okay, I was not familiar with winter arc. I just was not, right? The only thing that I was originally familiar with was the whole New Year's resolution idea. But when I looked into the winter arc, I'm like, that sounds pretty amazing. Now, I looked into a few videos, and one of the videos that I looked into, the girl was saying that, it's because during the winter, people are depressed and, they tend to fall back. They stay to themselves. They're in the bed. They're just moaning and just existing until, the winter breaks and then spring comes and people are lively again. And I was like, well, that's also a good, I guess, interpretation of it. As for me, one of my favorite times of the year is winter. I love the snow. I love the cold. I love the fact that you can layer not only your perfume, not only your lotions, but you can actually layer, fashionable clothes and things like that. Like, that's my vibe, right? So I was like, it's not a depressing time of the year for me, but I get why winter arc is a thing. So I said this year I'm going to get involved, right? And especially since this year I have a milestone birthday coming up. My birthday is Christmas Eve. So yeah, I'm like, this would be an amazing way to ring in my birthday, right? So my interpretation of winter arc is to expound on the things that I pretty much already do, right? The skincare, the self-care, but from a more internal point of view, right? So here's just the things I'm doing for winter arc. I'm going to be more intentional about my health. That is a huge priority. Without some form of like proper accountability, I tend to fall off. I have most days, not some, not few, most days to where I don't have any energy, right? I have absolutely no energy. I get up super early, like 2, 3 a.m. for work. I work until the afternoon and I'm drained. I work a extremely stressful job. So by the time I get off of work, of having to deal with so many external emotions and personalities and make all of these accommodations for just random strangers, I have nothing for myself. So for winter arc, that is one of my top priorities, is my health, is to be extremely intentional. I just started doing Pilates. Lord help me, in my ripe old age, I just started doing Pilates. And when I tell you, when you look at it from from like a visual point of view, when you're like a bystander, when you're like a fly on the wall, and you look at Pilates and you don't see heavy weights involved, you don't see all of these heavy machineries involved, you're like, okay, I'm not going to get anything out of that. Oh, I'm here to tell you, you are wrong. I was wrong. So I'm doing Pilates at home, and I am doing that at least 3 days out of the week. I am also doing some deep breathing meditations. I always speak of having like chronic illnesses, and one of the huge disadvantages of that is inflammation. So, breathing and learning how to breathe again properly after dealing with so much inflammation, that also alleviates stress. So, I'm learning to do breath work along with Pilates, along with strength training. I'm also diving more into my mental health. So I'm now seeing a therapist, and she is amazing. I've been in therapy off and on so long, like majority of my life, that the average therapist, it's like a cakewalk for me. So I finally found a therapist once again, because I've had one in the past, but I found one once again that is actually challenging me. And one of the things that we're doing in therapy, which I feel is absolutely amazing, and honestly, I feel like this is an essential part to growth, is there's a particular book that I was assigned to read along with the audiobook, and I'm going to share that in a few minutes. But just having me do the inner work, the shadow work, the deep, dark, down, like hidden subconscious work that a lot of us don't want to do. We're too scared to dive into it, or we just don't even know it exists. So I'm kind of going back, I'm regressing to a certain extent on purpose to kind of undo and rewire some of those old ideas and some of those old habits and some of those old beliefs and some of those negative beliefs that ultimately made me who I am today. So those are some of the things that I'm doing, along with nutrition. I am looking into a anti-inflammation diet. Now, I've been vegan before, I've been vegetarian before, but dealing with chronic illnesses and inflammation being the major thorn in my side, inflammation has to be checked. It has to be kept in order. So I'm looking into that. I am getting more into my supplements. I'm not a big pill taker. Like, pills scare me. They just do. I had some doctors tell me, oh, well, start with Tic Tacs. Swallow Tic Tacs. Once you can start swallowing Tic Tacs and you're not gagging, then move to Skittles. Try swallowing Skittles whole. And I'm like, okay, by the time this is done, I'm going to be a diabetic. I need to find a better way. So until that time, in between time, I'm taking a actual powder formula supplement, which gives me all of the vitamins, all of the nutrients that I need. And it is absolutely amazing. It's also full of superfoods. I feel like I should go get it. Hold on. Okay, now that I'm back. So this is the powder form supplement that I'm taking. It's called Elixir. I always get that word mixed up. It's a 1-a-day complex chef-inspired, science-backed, health-made simple superfood dietary supplement full of vitamins, minerals, adaptogens, prebiotics, probiotics, and electrolytes. 60 calories per serving. And I love this stuff. Like, this is not an ad. I'm not sponsored. This company doesn't know me. I don't know them, right? But when I went to go have my microdermabrasion done, the dermatologist, she actually recommended this to me after just giving me a consultation about my overall health. I love this stuff. You put, I think it's like 2 scoops in a cold glass of water. You shake it up, put it in your tumbler, right? And you're good to go. You're good to go. So this is my vitamin. And then for strength, I'm taking Bloom Creatine. Now, creatine is bomb. Okay, if you need a little boost of strength, a little boost of energy to get you through your workout, creatine is absolutely amazing. And a lot of doctors, a lot of nutritionists, especially as begin to age, you're beyond 40, you're coming into perimenopause, and you begin to decrease in strength and you begin to decrease in muscle, they will actually recommend creatine on a day-to-day basis. It also helps with like cognitive function, aids in muscle recovery. It has so many health benefits to it. So those are some of the things that I am implementing to kind of help me through this winter arc, and as I stated before, and even beyond. Because at the rate that I am going and the things that I'm starting to implement into my life, or the things I am becoming more consistent in doing, I don't see this being like a trend or a challenge for just a few weeks or a few months, but I want to be healthy for a lifetime, right? I want to be happy and whole and healthy for a lifetime. So that's that. I'm also working more on self in terms of like self acceptance. I know in previous videos I talked about like not having friends and lack of friends and why don't I have friends and it's weird here and friends. I totally agree with the idea that iron sharpens iron, and not just for men, but for people in general, even down to children. So, yes, friendship I do desire, but healthy friendship I desire. And in order for me to get to that healthy friendship, I have to become a healthy friend myself. I have to take away some of the I guess I want to say hindrances from previous friendships. I want to take away some of the expectations that I have set for what a friendship should look like and how I should even behave in a friendship. I'm about to be 45. Like, this is not the average, age for people to come into newfound friendships, friend groups, things like that. At this age, a lot of people are already established. So since I no longer live where it is that I was born and raised, I have to now figure out a way to foster new, meaningful friendships. And that in itself can be very draining when you live in an area that speaks to the opposite. Like I cannot explain in like this small little frame of time that I'm allowing for this particular conversation to even discuss how often I'm online and without even searching. And I'm seeing so many people, both young and mature, speak of how it is extremely difficult, if not at all impossible, to make friends out here in Las Vegas. It's so strange to me, but I know it can be done, right? But it's like you have to work on self, right? You have to work on self, take away some of those limited views, take away some of those random, unrealistic expectations that not only are you putting on the people you want to befriend, but putting on yourself, like how you show up in a friendship. That is one of my biggest issues. How do I show up in a friendship? Well, majority of people would say you show up as your authentic self, right? That's the goal. Not all the time is that possible, especially when you feel as though your authentic self, you have some work to do, right? So, yeah, that's one of the things, like learning to be a great friend to myself and accept myself and the things that come along with myself before I can show up with my head held high and my shoulders back and approach other women for this particular friendship in not the hopes, right, in the expectation that they will accept who it is that I am, But get this, because I accept who I am. Also with this winter arc, of course, we're going to do some surface work. My my skincare. I love skincare. I just do. Like it gets me, right? It absolutely gets me. I love my 10 steps, my 50 steps, my 100 steps skincare routines. I love them all. And, getting older, coming into the winter months where we're now starting to apply more of a heavier type of product to our skin to help keep that moisture in, this is what I'm working on. I'm working on turning over new skin cells, turning over, collagen and things of that nature, things that actually will help preserve my appearance. I'm using, a lot of things that are anti-aging. I'm catching up on my retinols and things of that nature. And I'm having a ball doing it because I'm seeing the results. And I want to keep those results going. So definitely getting heavy into my skincare. Now, if you guys have watched any of my other videos where I drool over skincare, oh, that was just the tip of the iceberg. I am now about to incorporate a LED red light mask into my routine. I hear those are amazing. So I'm super excited. I kind of have my coins set to the side. God willing, I would say probably in like the next 2 weeks, I will be adding that mask onto my regimen. Definitely skincare, also hair care. If anybody has been following my hair journey, I am still using the As I Am Rosemary hair care line. That's my jam. Like we've been going together real bad for like 2, 3 years now, to where my hair is, oh my gosh, like mid back. That is so strange. I've never had hair that long before, but I love it. The only thing that I am pretty much changing up about my hair is I'm starting to implement, I want to say they're called like Ruth Mary. Let me look it up. I think it's called like Ruth Mary vitamins. My sister-in-law, she uses them. Yeah, the Ruth Mary like hair growth liquid vitamin. My sister-in-law, she uses them, and I would just say in full transparency, that girl don't need nothing to help her hair grow. She has beautiful, I mean, super beautiful, very, very long hair naturally, like that's her genes. But I can't I can't deny it. I was influenced. When I saw her and she had it like on her channel, like, oh my God, I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna need those two. Give me two of those. So I'm going to implement the Ruth Mary liquid hair growth vitamin into my routine. That's the only thing that's going to change. I'm going to continue to keep my hair braided up, keep it away from my fingers to where I can't manipulate it, dye it, fry it, lay it to the side and cut it off, because after a while I do get bored of seeing the same thing in my hair. And I mean, I will find myself in the washroom. My husband will be knocking at the door and I've locked myself in the washroom and I've cut off my hair. And 2 days later, I'm fussing about why my hair looks a mess. So yes, the braids will stay because they keep me out of my hair. They keep my hair controlled. They keep my hair moisturized. So that is that on hair. Also, I'm implementing reading more. I did a video where I talked about, reading and getting more into novels and things like that. Yes, I am going to still, kind of maintain that. However, again, inner work. So I'm now implementing actual self-care books into my monthly reading. So the self-care books that I am integrating into my reading are Self-love workbook for Black women. Empowering exercises to build self-compassion and nurture your true self. And this is by Rachel Johnson, who is a licensed mental health social worker. There are some exercises in here that are amazing. There are some topics that actually make so much sense, even as a Black woman working in corporate. Racial injustice and systemic inequality. Let's see, when feelings of shame turns inward. Let's see. And then there's also like exercises you can do where they give you prompts and you, amazing. Also, I am implementing spirituality. I read my Bible, not as consistent as I should. I'm working on that. But I'm also implementing a daily motivational devotional. 365 truths for every woman's heart, a daily devotional of encouragement and prayer. I would say, if this is something that you're into, there's so many out there that you can, kind of select from. I would say just pray on it and let your spirit lead you into the devotional that works best for you. They even have some that are digital that I have on my phone. I'm trying to get away from doing everything on my phone. So this is why I'm taking a physical book approach. This one I featured so many times. It's always typically in the background of my videos. This is the New Menopause by Mary Claire Haver, which is a licensed MD, and she is a menopause specialist. That lady is amazing. I love her approach to menopause. But yeah, this book is really helping me understand some of the physical and mental changes that are occurring in menopause and what to look forward to. I do believe she has one, I think it's coming out at the top of the year. It's the pre-menopause book. So I will definitely be getting that one once it's released. And now for the iceberg itself. This is the book that was recommended to me by my therapist. And let me tell you, this book has already had me in tears. And I'm only on like chapter 3. This book is heavy, right? When it comes to doing inner work and rediscovering, reinventing yourself, this book I feel like should be at the top of the list. Because if you don't know this portion of the story, then you can't get to, in my opinion, the climax, the conclusion, the end. You can't wrap it up. This book is called What Happened to You. This was by Bruce D. Perry, who is a physician, along with Oprah Winfrey. I know how some people may feel about her, but just stick with me. It's conversations on trauma, resilience, and healing. Okay. Now, oftentimes in life, you will have a person who, and we've all done it. I've done it. Like, I do it, right? We're human. We all do it. You may see somebody and they're acting out, and you're like, what is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you? Like, why are you doing that? You may even say it to yourself, your spouse, your children, your parents, family member, friend, co-worker, stranger. You're like, what the hell is wrong with you? This book asks the real question, what happened to you? That would make people say, what the hell is wrong with you, right? Because at the end of the day, we are the effects of other people's actions or lack thereof. Growing up, even from infancy, right? We start to develop different trauma responses. We start to develop different ideals, different behaviors, different habits, different ways to cope based on external factors. And oftentimes we internalize those external factors as being normal. But when you get in the real world and you start implementing some of those trauma responses to everyday life or everyday situations, and you're seeing that you're not getting the same result as you thought you were getting when you were a child, an adolescent, a baby, teenager, young adult, you have to now start asking yourself, I know I have, like, why do I think like that? Why would I say that? Like, why didn't I take that approach? You have to start asking yourself, what happened to you that even made you think that accepting that behavior was okay? Being in that relationship was going to work in your best interests. Like, what happened? And oftentimes because we don't do shadow work and it's stuck in the back of our spirit, where we feel like as long as we don't bring it up, we're safe, we're protected, and we're not confrontational to those very people that may have invoked that behavior, we tend to think we're okay. Not all the time. This book, this is the one. I mean, there's not much more I can say other than I do recommend this book. I just do. That is my winter arc. I know some people's, it may be a little, a little different. Sorry, this is for the mature folk. This is for the girly that is like, look, I'm tired of me. I'm tired of this. I am tired of that. Why am I doing this? Why am I stiff? Why am I dealing with this hot flash? Why is my skin ashy and why is my hair brittle? Like, this is the winter arc for that sister, okay? For that sister, for that brother, for whoever this message reaches and you receive it. I hope that this is one that you can take some things away from and write in your journal, as I am also implementing for my winter arc a physical journal of just different emotions, different goals, right? Different deadlines that I'm setting for myself in the way that I'm doing things, and different outcomes that I am manifesting for my life moving forward. So there you guys have it. That is my winter arc. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, for watching this video. I hope that you are walking away inspired. There will be probably one or two more winter arc related videos that I'm going to implement. Didn't want to throw too much at you guys all at once. But if you did stick around and you made it this far and you like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, please consider hitting the subscribe button, sticking around and seeing what else I come up with. And all of the books that I discussed, the supplements, all of those things will be listed in the description box below. But you guys continue to be well, stay safe, exercise self-care. It is not a privilege, it is a necessity. Make sure to check on your strong friends after you check in with yourself. And until next time, we shall chat again soon.